How's it going, everybody? This is Corey Lee, and today I want to talk to you all about the riots that's been taking place. Have y'all seen them? Have y'all noticed them? I'm sure a lot of people have seen them and noticed them and thought to themselves, this has been part of the plan all along the trail. See, that's the kind of person I am, right? I see through the news articles. I see through the plan of the enemy. I actually see the plan of the enemy, and I know that what they tell you it is about, it's usually not that, right? See, the news these days, don't tell you what happened. They usually tell you what they want you to think happened. Okay, that's just one thing you need to understand about the news. They ain't going they not gonna always keep it all the way real with you because the whole world lies in the wicked one. So with the riots in LA, this remind me of something I've seen before. Either was it before or was it during a pandemic? Was it before or during a pandemic? Right? So along with all of this, and you know what, this just hit me. I didn't even have plans on saying this, and it just came to my attention. Along with all of these riots, there has been talk about the Chinese or Chinese people. I don't want to say the Chinese, but Chinese people, because I know how to separate what one person do from the rest of the group. However, when it comes to people like the Chinese, like the actual institution, like the Chinese government, and the Muslims, like the Arab, not necessarily Arab, because Arab is a race, Muslims a religion. They can even be black or white people too. But when they come to people like that, like the CCP and the Nation of Islam, a lot of times what one do is the goal of the group. But I also know how to separate one person from the rest of everybody, because I don't want nobody doing me like that, right? Because people my color have been done like that a very long time. They see one black person doing something, they think, oh, this is just what black people do. And it's like, See, ever since I've been saved, I have been delivered from being what you would call a nigga. All right. I ain't been a nigga in a real long time. So, like, don't say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it is very apparent that there are more than one thing going on right now. And I think one thing is all to distract you from the other. Remember back in the Black Lives Matter days, okay? Just just really sit back and think how stuff was working. You had police brutality. At the same time, you had COVID numbers rising, sparking, all of that. Like, let me see when all of them riots took place. Like, let me just go back and see. Like, who was that kid? It was a person who died by the hands of police brutality, and then all of the black people just started robbing and looting stores and burning down buildings and cars and all of that other stuff. Black Lives Matter. Oh man, I was about to see if the same if I started typing this, if the word riot would just automatically pop up right next to Black Lives Matter in Google, like as if they just known for stuff like that. Right? All right, so this happened back in 2020, and that's around the time that whole pandemic was taking place. Around 2020. And now you got all of this stuff with the Hispanics and ICE and Trump and Los Angeles and protests and riots and all of these other things taking place. And you got people sneaking fungi into the country that can do catastrophic damage to our agriculture. Catastrophic damage. It can even kill people. It can cause liver damage and all of these other things. And all of this stuff is happening at the same time. I promise I did not intend to make this video about this. I was just going to talk about the riots and order out of chaos. And then something just, yeah, now you're drawing the connection here. It always seemed to work like this, don't it? It's always like one big thing or like one big thing happening that's just public news everywhere. Trump and Elon not getting along, talks of war, but then it's like one very catastrophic thing just being slipped in here and there until it go too far and now the whole nation is under arrest due to it. And it always seemed like they always got to slip in these things as like distractions. And I'm not saying that what the Hispanics are going through in California right now is a distraction. But to those people who are really suffering behind this, this is not a distraction. This is very real. Very real. Like, it is very real that people are being deported and separated from their families. It is very real. And I cannot tell somebody who is going through this right now how to express their anger, because I'm not the one going through it. I don't know how I will respond if I was in your shoes. I don't know. And I don't want to be the person that's like, y'all shouldn't do this. Y'all shouldn't act that way. Yada, 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 because it's not me going through it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So until I'm in those shoes and I act differently and I use wisdom, or if I act out in the flesh, then I'll be able to relate to how you feel. But as far as right now, because I know I can't relate to how you feel, I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. But all I know is this. What y'all are going through was planned. But this ain't just some happenstance. This ain't just something that Trump decided to do. This ain't just the Trump administration doing this to Hispanics. No, this was a plan between all the world elites at a round table. Like, they sit back and they plan out world events years in advance. And see, like, they like to bring it to you as if Trump is just trying to clean up Joe Biden's mess. No, Trump is not cleaning up Joe Biden's mess. Joe Biden did what he did by letting everybody into the country as part of the plan, just so that this can happen. They just needed somebody bold enough to do it. And Trump is the one guy who don't mind being the blame. Right? I seen a video of Donald Trump, and I think he was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something like that, and he was saying, I'm always the one to blame. Yeah, it's always my fault. I'm everybody's favorite person to blame. Trump is a really good person at just being able to be the mask of the one who dared to do it. I would be the one who will dare to do it because I can stand up under the criticism. He can take large amounts of criticism. And that's why he was very useful for times like this. If y'all really sit back and think that our presidents get elected, y'all crazy. If y'all sit back and think that we have representation as a people in office, y'all are crazy. And okay, well, maybe you ain't crazy, but it would be crazy to me for me to know what I know and then somehow end up believing that we have representation in office. It's just that you don't know what I know, so you don't know how to see it the way I see it. That's all. Like, you just don't know what I know. And I'll give you some grace on that. But right now, I just want to let you know that all of this stuff is planned out. The Biden administration did what he did so that the Trump administration can do this. So that what? They can have what seems to be logical reasons to bring about the police state. Yes, they're trying to create situation after situation on purpose to then bring about what they want to do anyway. And they're using y'all's emotions and the things that you go through as like a political cat's paw to bring it out. And I'm sorry, my mic kind of cut out. It sounded like it in the headphones. They're doing this as a political cat's paw. You know, some tool that you got to use to be able to grab what you want to grab out of the fire. It's almost like when you picking up trash off the ground, right? You use one of them little things with the trigger on and it's got the clamps at the end. Like all this ice stuff is nothing but a trash picker. And I hate to use that kind of language with something like this because somebody can misinterpret that. Like, what are you saying? He's picking up the trash. It's like, no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that the situation happening right now is only being done so that they can grab what they want to grab out of society. And that's being able to look back on the days and say, this is why we need this. You remember when this happened? Oh, this is why we need a one world leader right now. You remember when we kept getting all these different leaders and it seemed like one leader did one thing and then the next leader had to do another thing and then it disturbed everybody because we just keep having so many different leaders and yada yada yada. We just need to be under one leader, one rulership, so that way we got one way to live, one expectation, just one. America was founded on these principles. That's why we got a new president every 4 years. And it seemed like the last guy promises to fix what the guy before that did. And then he screws it up just as bad. So that way we can all look back and be like, you know what? Maybe we don't need any more presidents. Maybe we don't need any more elections. Didn't Donald Trump say out of his mouth that he was going to make it to where we wouldn't have to vote ever again? How do you think he gonna do that? By getting y'all sick of the presidency, by getting y'all tired of Democrat and Republican, by getting y'all sick and tired of these guys you vote for promising you one thing and then doing the other. That's how he gonna do that. No, he ain't gonna do it to where he the president forever. No. He is being used as a political cat's paw to help bring about the one world government. And all of that stuff. No, Trump is not a globalist. He's a nationalist. No, he just act that way so that way he can get the people who believe in nationalism to follow after everything he do. Oh no, Trump is not down with the Illuminati. He wanted the Christians. No, he only sided with the Christians to get the Christians to be deceived by what he want to do. Y'all don't see this? I just don't understand how so many millions of people cannot see this, can't see through the game. Even if I don't do my research on any of what's going on, I can see through the game. Even if I never hear another person say it, I can already see the game in every word they speak. I can see the secret plan in every move they make. Even if it looked one way, I'm like, you know what? I know this is for something else. Like, y'all not fooling me. Dang. I should have put another battery in my camera monitor because I just got a big old low battery logo like right on the front and I couldn't see nothing. But it's all good. But this is all planned, y'all. And don't forget what happened with the Black Lives Matter riots when everybody was burning down buildings and robbing and looting. Who was really behind all that robbing and looting and burning down cars and buildings? Wasn't it crisis actors? Wasn't it people that the government hire to make protests unruly so that way the government can have what looks like legitimate reasons to shut down protests? They like to slip these crisis actors in to be the ones to do all the unruly activity. So that way they can then say, see, look, they are not protesting peacefully. Let's go ahead and move the military in and shut it down. Why? Because they want the military to be the police anyway. But that's really what they want. That's really what they do this over. Y'all need to be able to see through the games here. It has always been a political game. Every move that get made is a move against you, the people. And when the Antichrist come, everybody's going to want him so bad, all because of all the hell all these other leaders put you through. That's what they want. They want to create an environment for people to want Antichrist. You cannot let yourself be emotionally affected by anything they do. Anything. I remember when the Black Lives Matter riots was taking place and everybody kept asking me, oh, you not going to go down there and take pictures? You a photographer. You should go down there and take pictures and you should be marching with them. You black too. I'm like, my identity is in Christ, not my skin color. And I see through the game that's going on. And I'm not going to let politics cause me to behave a certain way just because of something that I know that they doing as a political move against me anyway. I'm not about to let that take place with me. Y'all go down there. I'm going to go mind my business. And while the whole city is somewhere protesting, I'm at the park with nobody in my way because everybody downtown protesting. I'm at the park in prayer. Ain't nobody bothering me and watching me because everybody busy protesting. Everybody busy throwing bottles through windows and stuff like that. Like, no, y'all go do that. I'm not part of this world. I'm sorry. I'm not from here and I'm not going to do what people who are from here do. And I hate to say it that way because what if it was my family being deported? How would I act then? But because it ain't my family being deported, I have different stuff to say. But one day, it is going to be my family being took out the way. And that's going to become Christian persecution. It's going to eventually turn into Christian persecution. But right now, the Bible is right on time. Nation rising against nation. They're trying to start a race war. They are using civil unrest and race wars as a political cat's paw to put the nation under martial law, while they also distract you from bigger things taking place, like a potential pandemic on the way, of a fungus pandemic on the way that can destroy all of our plants, animals, agriculture. Pestilence is on the way. But right now, nation is rising against nation and people against people. Don't let them play y'all like a fiddle. Get out of your feelings about this. I'm sorry. I mean, how do you think it made me feel when people my color were being shot on camera by police unfairly, and they walked away with their jobs and their 401ks intact. Yeah, I got a little disheartened by that too, but I had to remember, who is my mother, my sister, and my brother? Those who do the will of my Father is my mother, my sister, and my brother. It's always going to be somebody they got to use for something. They just so happen to be my color. Just because stuff is happening to people my color don't mean it includes me. Because you know what? As a child of God, so long as I serve this gospel, God is always going to protect me and mine to the extent that he see fit. And if he see fit for trials and tribulations, then so be it. Nothing I can do about it anyway. I can't complain enough. And I eventually learned to be like that, because I remember when I had certain trials in my life and I thought that complaining about them in prayer was going to get God to do something. And it never happened. I just had to tough it out. Like, I eventually learned to just tough it out. You know, I remember I blamed God for some things happening in my life. I remember being angry at God. Like, why would you let this happen to me? Now, all this time, I lived my life in sin. I've never gone through things like this. When I was your enemy, it seemed like my life was better. And it's like now I'm striving to push forward. And this, I remember I used to say stuff like that. And you know, for the most part, I can hear the voice of the Lord an awful lot sometimes. I can. Look, I hate to be one of them people. I hear in the spirit. Like, I hate to be one of them people who identify with the false prophets. But that's the same thing Paula White and them be saying. And you know how false they are. It's like, look, I hate to sound like that, but that don't take away the reality of a Christian life. Like, if you have the Holy Spirit, you can hear his voice. I'm sorry that other people make it into a household joke. But that don't take away the reality of it, you know? But I remember when every time I would say stuff like that, I would hear God just get silent. It's like he respond to everything else. But once I got a question like that, I just don't hear an answer. It's like if I ask God, like, you know, please be with me today and instruct me on how you want me to work out this day. He'll tell me straight up, okay, I want you to do this. Don't forget about that. This, that, this or that. Something small. But then when it's something like that, when I got a real deal complaint here, like, hey, what's going on? Crickets. You know why it's like that? Because he have no intention on removing the problem just because I want it removed. He do what he see fit to raise us. And eventually, I just got used to just letting it be. Hey, if this the trial I have today, it's the trial I have today. What good is my complaining? Like, if God see fit, hey, it's gotta be for a reason. And then, I mean, like, there's some things I do take to the Lord in prayer, you know, but like, when I know that a trial is being sent my way, especially for reasons of godliness and spiritual growth and trying my faith, it's like the best thing I can ask for is, Lord, I pray that my faith fail not. Like, I had to learn to stop asking for problems to be took away. Now, there's some problems I do ask for. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not I'm not just gonna sit here and say that like I'm some kind of super saint and a lamb who don't open his mouth regardless of what's going on. But still, like, I got problems right now I ask God to deal with. Like, Lord, I need something done with this. You know, I don't know why I'm going through this. Like if I knew why I was going through it, I put up with it. Like I'll put up with it twice as long as you want me to, as long as I know why I'm going through it. What is this meant for? Like as long as you can tell me why I'm going through this, I would be okay with having it twice as bad as I do now. But that not knowing why, man, that stuff will make a small problem into a big one. You know what I'm saying? It just would. And y'all need to know why these things are going on. Everybody can't believe, well, we got brought to America just to be kicked out like it's nothing. It's a reason why. And I'm telling you why. Like, this is our sick government using y'all as a way to fulfill their plans. And they gonna go back to the American citizens. Oh, you see what happened the last time we let people in the country? Now we got to build the wall. And all of that's meant to just lock everybody in, not keep people out. Look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes I get jealous of people that can move out of America. I would almost love to be deported. I'm not lying. Yes, I got luxuries here. But I would rather live in a garage and sleep on the floor that I own than to be locked in a prison with king size beds and running water and heat and air conditioning. I mean, you can't dress a prison cell up any better to make it not a prison cell. We are in prison here. We're locked to these jobs, locked to these bills. Jobs don't pay enough to keep us out of debt. Like I would almost rather live in a country that's poor, where people ain't slave to bills and jobs that don't care about them anyway. It's like, yeah, you get paid more money here, but everything costs twice as much as what you gotta. I mean, everything costs twice as much as what you get paid anyway. I would rather be paid $50 a day and my daily expenses be like $5 than to be paid $150 a day and my daily expenses are $175. Who really makes more money? Like who really is better off at that point? America's not what it's all cracked up to be, y'all. And I understand some of them countries and cities and states out there in Mexico being took over by cartels and things like that, and you having your son's head being delivered to you in the mail. Like I would hate to live like that. I promise you I would. But America ain't no better, man. We having our son shot dead in the streets by police, all for political games. For real. Man, but we having our son shot down dead by police, all for political games. All of this stuff y'all see is all a political game. This was all part of the plan to bring order out of chaos. And that order is not good order. That order is not the kind of order you as a person would want. It's the kind of order that them as the rich would want. All these 15-minute cities they building and everybody is being bombarded with all this radiation all day long and all this other stuff. I don't know. And you remember what happened when the pandemic finally did take place and they locked everybody in the house, and we all said they only locking everybody down so that way they can build them cell phone towers. No, that's a conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory. And while they sitting there accusing us of lying, they doing it anyway. Like that's the very first thing they did. I remember day one of the lockdown. The very first thing I seen happen was somebody outside putting up one of them towers on our street. I'm like, y'all wasted no time. All these unmarked vans going into the schools and stuff like that, setting all this stuff up. And like, look, don't really sit back and think that these things that go on is just happenstance. It's always for a political plan, for some greater thing they trying to do that don't look like nothing like the problem you see in front of you. Ain't got nothing to do with the problem you see in front of you. The whole world is getting set up for Christian persecution. I don't know if y'all know this, but they're using all of these events to set up an environment to persecute the Christians because they know that we are not going to stand for the one world government. Why won't we? Because we know it's the devil. Y'all just don't know it's the devil. Like, you don't understand what you don't know. And I understand that a lot of people don't understand. Some people think, well, it'll be a good thing if we had a one world leader. Then we wouldn't have all these wars. I understand how you feel. It's not my family members being killed in war. So I would probably feel like you too if it was your sons dying in war. If it was your like, look, if it was my country that was war torn, like Ukraine and all of that, I would feel the way you feel too. It'd be a good thing if we had one leader. I would feel like that too if I was in your shoes. But I still know this. It's all to bring about Satan as our world leader, even though Satan is at the helm of the world right now. I mean, he don't rule the earth. Like, he just rule all the systems, all the kingdoms, even Israel right now. Like, Satan is yeah. I keep Israel and everybody they at war with in my prayers. But even they gonna get fooled by this. In fact, they're helping it. Honestly. Like, I think the United States and Israel are the two greatest helps to bring about the one world government right now. Even though Israel is supposed to be a nation who serves the living God, unfortunately, they are going to be deceived all the way into being almost destroyed by the Antichrist. All the nations will be deceived, y'all. All of them. But first, you got to get them to fight each other. And through all the fighting, send somebody who can say, I can fix this. I am the only one. I am the only one who can fix this. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Donald Trump is a con artist. I always felt like he was. Ever since I saw him getting a little too close with the Christian community, I'm like, that guy got to be a con artist. Like, don't nobody in the U.S. government care that much about the Christian community. Like, you got to be using believers for your own political stuff. Like all of these laws that they pass that give Christians what they want. Nah, he's not doing that to give Christians what they want. He's doing that to make the devil mad. And like, that's not what I mean. No, he's doing that to turn the people who want these ungodly laws against Christians. Like overturning Roe v. Wade, right? I'm like, oh, that's only meant to turn the whole world against Christians. And And here it is. Donald Trump ain't even a Christian. And y'all sit back and think, oh yeah, we got a man of God in office. Yeah, he's against the illegal sex changes and all of that and this and that. I'm like, no, he ain't. He only doing that to get the people that want to live that way to hate us. That's it. And now they got a city somewhere, I think it's Louisiana or something like that, that is forcing the 10 Commandments in school. Don't put our 10 Commandments in y'all school systems. Don't do it. We don't want you to do that with the word of our God. You stick to your own stuff. Leave us to teach our Bible. Because we know these governmental systems, these states do not really serve God. And they use this stuff and they use it out of line. They only use this stuff to get people tired of it on purpose. No, now they're forcing the 10 Commandments on our kids, and yeah, they want you mad at it. That's what they do it for. Let Christ be a choice. Let the 10 Commandments be something somebody choose. Let heaven or hell be a choice a person make. Like, you can't force Christ on anybody. It don't work. All you gonna do is make them twofold the child of hell. And I don't want anybody being twofold the child of hell. Like, if you're gonna be a child of hell, just be onefold, right? No, but not twofold. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just bad. That's just real bad. Like, that's almost irredeemable bad, you know? And you got people like Paula White. How can you be a Christian and you siding with all these other religions, saying we're all worshiping the same God, just in our own language? No, you're not doing that. No, you're worshiping a false God. I'm not going to talk too long about her. I just thought I might throw this in there. All of this ecumenical Christianity, all of this coexist with everybody stuff, that's not what God wants. Like, he either want you to have him or everything else, not everything else plus him. It don't work that way. Real Christianity is divisive. Come out from among them and be ye separate. Think not that I've come to bring peace, but I've come to bring a sword. I've come to divide one person from the other. I've come to turn one person against the other. Make a distinction between the clean and the unclean. I have set life and death before you. Choose life and have it more abundantly. He didn't say just walk right on down the middle and have a mix of both. Those people that Trump got in his office as part of the faith community, faith in what? Well, as long as we have faith that world peace will come about. Well, your faith in world peace before Christ is actually faith in the devil, to be honest. Because the one who's going to come and bring about the illusion of world peace, the one y'all are looking for, is going to be Satan. So if that is what your faith is in, your faith is actually in Satan. Believe it or not. If you got faith in world peace outside of Jesus Christ returning and doing it himself, you are a Satanist, or at least on your way to being one. Truth be told, because when the Antichrist rise and actually bring about this pseudo world peace, you're going to say he must be God, because that is what I had my faith in this whole time. And find yourself taking the number of the beast, the number of his name. If you got faith in world peace outside of Jesus Christ returning, ending this world and doing it all over again himself, you have faith in Satan. I'm just being honest with you, because you cannot believe the Bible and world peace pre Jesus Christ returning. It's just not compatible. We already know that will never happen unless the Prince of Peace come and do it himself. I just thought I might make y'all aware of this. Like, this is y'all's little wake up call. I just thought, before you get too caught up in the news and the YouTube videos and the, oh, look at what they're doing to those people. Yes, it's bad, but it's not about what you think it's about. Like, this is not some whites against Mexicans thing. Oh, this is not some the US government hate Mexicans thing. It's just not about that. It's just all about putting the individual pieces together to bring about the B system. But first, we need the military to take over the police. We need the wall built. We need stuff in order that's going to help usher this in. We need chaos. We need reasons for tighter security and more surveillance and real IDs. And now you got AI taking over and going sentient. And now we need everybody to verify that they're a real person by getting a chip in their hand. And you can't even use the internet unless your tag is on that. Now AI taking everybody's jobs. What are people going to do? Like, what is all of those people going to be left to do when AI take their jobs? All they can do is get in trouble or serve God. Like, there's nothing else they can do. They don't have work keeping them busy half of their life. Y'all better stop depending on these jobs as your source. Because one day you're going to look around and won't have one, and then your whole world going to flip upside down. You better get right with God now. And I hate to sound so mean when I say that. Like, I'm just serious though. You have to be right with God now. Like, you have to know him now. Get to know him now so that you eventually get right. I mean, but you don't want to try and start this in the middle of hell breaking loose. Like, you want to already have a relationship established so that you learn to hear his voice. So that way, when your life is on the line with any decision you can make all day long, it could cost you your life. You want to already know what God is telling you. But because you pre-established this relationship already. A real one, not just go to church. Just going to church profits you nothing if you never really went to Christ. Don't be deceived by this, because even these churches are going to be the leading centers for people taking the mark of the beast. And I don't mean all, but a whole lot of them is. Like, they're going to be the ones who generate the most numbers. The churches is. Not the schools, not the jobs, the churches. I need y'all to understand. This is not what it looks like on TV. This is not because Donald Trump is trying to clean up what the Biden administration did. If you still think that there is a right and a left of the US government, you don't know what you ought to know about this. There is no right and left. It's only being made to look like that to you, so that you still buy into the game. As long as you buy in, as long as they can somehow get you to still buy in, then hey, they can do whatever they want. But until you stop buying in, At least they won't deceive you, you know? I mean, they gonna still deceive the rest of the world. Just don't let it be you. That's all I gotta say, y'all. But hey, I do want to say this though, and I really don't like being this guy, but sometimes I just gotta be. It seems like every time I have one of these hard messages come out, my subscriber list just go down, down. And it's a good reason for that too, because a lot of people subscribe to my channel for other reasons, you know, because sometimes I do gear hack videos and things like that, and some people subscribe for that purpose, you know. And then they notice I just keep on making these Bible videos, and they like, that's not what I subscribe to that channel for. So that's the real reason I'm not going to do that much more of that. But at the same time, if you actually watch this video and you actually appreciate what I'm telling you here, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Don't just consume this content and just go about your way, and don't help this message spread across the feed of other people who might find this interesting, but they can't find this video because it's hidden behind everything else on their feed. Help this message by just hitting the like button. I don't have a Cash App. I don't have a Venmo link. I don't have a PayPal link. I'm not asking anybody for a donation. But just do your part in helping this message spread. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Stop just eating off the table and then walking away with your, like your plate and stuff still there. Help me sort this out. I'm not asking anybody to bring anything to the table. All you got to do is just hit that like button. There might be a day and time I might need donations. I'm not asking anybody for that. I don't make anybody pay for a Patreon or just nothing. And I don't think my content is all that great for anybody to spend that kind of money on it, even if it is $3 a month. I mean, I don't think it's bad neither. I just think that this is stuff that should be given to people for free because it's worth everybody knowing. I don't want to hide stuff like this behind a paywall. All I'm asking is that you like the freaking video. It takes 1 second. One, hit the subscribe button if you support what I'm doing here. Just do me that favor. Like, you don't know some of the hell I gotta go through just to make videos sometime. Like, I gotta make sure I got a babysitter. It's gotta be at a time my wife ain't, always got something else she want me to do. Like then I got other kids that want me to do stuff with them too. And I don't got nothing against none of that, but I still gotta serve this mission. And then sometimes it actually take a while for me to actually dedicate enough time in a week, like, to do this. And I think the reason why it is taking the amount of time that it's taken is because I never really asked for support. Because I just assumed that as long as I know that my message is helpful, people are going to naturally support it. And although that be true, but some people will get the help they need from the message. They get the knowledge they need from the message, and they just walk away. Like, oh yeah, that was a nice video. Okay, the next one. It's like, wait a minute, man. Like, I'm at a point now where I'm going to have to start asking for y'all support. Make sure you like the video if you like the content of the message. I do that for everybody else. Primarily because they ask. I just don't. Like I'm not trying to sound mean. I just talk that way. I'm sorry. I'm one of the nicest people in the world, and I know I am. Like I would give you the shoes off my feet, but yet I sound mean sometime. Like, and I listen to my videos sometimes. I be like, man, why did I say that like that? Like my heart ain't even like that. I just talk that way. I just do. I'm sorry. It's like just me, you know. And sometimes I ask God about that. Like God, like how come I sound like that, but really I don't feel like the way I sound. Like, and he's like, look, I made you the way I made you for a reason. It's not about you trying to change how I made you. Just use how I made you for what I intended to make you for. That's it. And it's really time to wake up the people. I'm not trying to wake y'all up to what y'all can already see on TV. But what about the stuff you can't? What about the stuff won't nobody say? This is not about deporting Hispanics, although it includes that. That's not what this is for. No, this is for putting all the pieces together to bring about the one world government, while at the same time distracting you from everything else that's going on. For real. It's always more to it than what you see. I'm just trying to teach y'all how to think. I'm not trying to tell you what to think, but how to think. If all you got to go by is what the news said, you've got nothing out of it. That's all I'm saying. Peace.